Hello students, so this video is on gratuity, and before moving to gratuity we'll just quickly revise about the retirement payments. So in India the normal age of retirement is 60 years. In some cases it is 65 years, for example for judges of High Court, Supreme Court or professors, and in some state government employees it is 62 years. In India, at the time of retirement, employer pays four types of monetary payments, that is gratuity, pension, leave encashment and provident fund. Some of these payments are given even when the employer resigns from the job after completing fixed certain number of years. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it has to be paid only at the time of retirement. Some of them are paid even to the employee when he resigned from the job. These payments can also be given to the employee's family members in case of any untimely demise of the employee. Okay. So in case of retirement payments, you always have to consider two factors. Factor one is about the retirement status. That is whether the payment is made before retirement, on or after retirement, or the death. Okay. So this is factor one, that when is the payment is being made. The other factor is about the employment, that whether it is for government employees or it is for non-government employees, because for every factors there is a separate treatment in your Income Tax Act. Okay, so let's understand about gratuity. So gratuity is a lump sum payment given by the employer to the employee, showing his gratitude towards the past services rendered by him. So this is basically an appreciation which is given by the employer to appreciate the past services which he has provided to the organization. Okay, and this is always a lump sum payment. So if we talk about the tax treatment, in case gratuity is paid before retirement, okay, it is paid before retirement, then whether the employee is government or whether he is non-government, it is always fully taxable. Okay, you will not get any exemption in case you are receiving the gratuity before retirement. That is, in case you resign from one company and join another company, and in case you are receiving any gratuity amount from the previous employer, then it will be fully taxable. Okay. The next treatment is in case gratuity to family members after employee's death. So in case any gratuity is given to the family members after the employee expires, then whether the employee is government employee or non-government employee, it is always fully exempt under section 10 subsection 10. This has to be make one important note, that family should receive the amount or the gratuity becomes due after the employee's death. Okay, so due or receipt दोनों should happen after the employee's death, तभी fully exempt होगा. In case employee को वो पहले मिल जाता है, for example उसकी ड्यू पहले हो जाती है जब वो सर्विसेज में होता है और उसके कुछ दिन बाद ही एक्सपायर्स, सो अगर ऐसा कोई केस होता है तो उस केस में इट विल बिकम टैक्सेबल. ओके, सो इस पॉइंट में हमेशा याद रखना, ड्यू एंड रिसीट बोथ ऑफ देम शुड फॉलो आफ्टर द एम्प्लॉयज डेथ. सो अगर ऐसा है तो इट इज ऑलवेज फुल्ली एग्जेम्प्ट. देन C case is gratuity on retirement for government employees. So on retirement for government employees, it is fully exempt. Okay, so it is fully exempt for government employees in case gratuity is paid on retirement. And government employees includes your central government employees, your state government employees, as well as local authority. So always remember, in gratuity local authority employees are also covered under the definition of your गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय. ठीक है, सो ग्रेचुइटी अगर रिटायरमेंट में मिलता है टू गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉयज, इट इज फुल्ली एग्जेम्प्ट. द क्वेश्चन अंडर दिस इज, Mr. X is working in Gurugram for Haryana government, getting salary of rupees 18,000 per month. DA is 20% of basic salary. Entertainment allowance is 3,500 per month. Bonus is 1 month of basic salary. He has paid professional tax to Haryana government of rupees 1,500 on 28th February 2020. On the same date, he also retires from the services. Haryana government pays him gratuity of rupees 10 lakh. We have to calculate his taxable salary. So first of all, he resigns on which date? He resigns on 28th February 2020. So he has actually worked for 11 months in the previous year 1920, right? Because in March he was not the employee. So every figure will be multiplied for 11 months. So first is salary. So salary will be 18,000 into 11 months. So 1,98,000. DA. DA is 20% of basic salary. So 20% of 1,98,000 is 39,600. Entertainment allowances is 3,500 again for 11 months. So it is 38,500, and bonus is 1 month of salary. Okay. So 1 month of salary is your 18,000. Next is gratuity. He has received the gratuity amount of 10 lakh rupees. But since he is the government, he is the employee of Haryana government and he has received this amount on retirement, then it is fully exempt under section 10 subsection 10. So gratuity amount is nil. Okay. Now you can total it up. Then deduction, standard deduction to milegi 50,000. Deduction under section 16 subsection 2 is your entertainment allowance wali. This will be 5,000 because there is a separate condition under this. Actual amount of entertainment allowance is 3,500 into 11 months. So this is 38,500. आपकी लिमिट क्या है 5,000, नहीं तो 20% of basic salary. So 20% of 1,98,000 is 39,600. So least of this is 5,000. इसलिए entertainment allowance की 5,000 deduction मिलेगी. Then deduction under section 16 subsection 3 is your professional tax. और उसने professional tax कितने पे करे हैं 1,500 and that too before 31st March of your financial year. So 1,500 आपने deduct कर दिए. So this is now your net taxable salary which you have to pay to the government. Now let's understand the gratuity on retirement for non-government employees. So for non-government employees, you have to now consider one more factor, that whether the Payment of Gratuity Act is applicable or not. So let's understand what is this Payment of Gratuity Act. So for non-government employees, a special law was created in 1972, which is called as Payment of Gratuity Act 1972. And according to this act, the employer has to pay gratuity to his employee on retirement if both the conditions are satisfied. That an employer has 10 or more employees working with him and the employee retires from services after completing 5 years of service. So if he had retire after completing 5 years of service, then it is compulsory on the part of employer to pay the gratuity amount. So if any of these two conditions are not satisfied, then it is not compulsory for the employer to pay gratuity to the employee. However, he still can pay it on voluntary basis. So there is no compulsion, but voluntarily he can definitely pay the gratuity amount to the employee. Where gratuity payment is compulsory, we say that Gratuity Act is applicable, and where gratuity payment is not compulsory, we say that Gratuity Act is not applicable. So in case of applicability or not applicability, there are separate tax treatments. So let's do part A, when Gratuity Act is applicable, and it is given under section 10 subsection 2 clause 2. So least is allowed as exemption. So there is a least concept. So first is gratuity actually received from employer. Okay. Maximum limit is 20 lakh rupees. Then third one is 15 divided by 26 into salary into completed years of service or part thereof exceeding 6 months of service. ठीक है? So what is this salary? This salary is your basic salary plus dearness allowance last drawn by the employee, means 1 month immediately preceding the date of retirement. So जो भी आपकी basic salary plus DA होगा of the last month immediately preceding the date of retirement, जिस month में retirement हुआ है उससे पिछले वाला जो month में जो भी उसकी basic salary plus DA था वो आपकी salary है. Then regarding completed years of service, इसमें वो कह रहा है कि अगर उसका पार्ट दैट इज मंथ इज ग्रेटर देन 6 मंथ्स तब आप उसको राउंड ऑफ कर लेना. अदरवाइज अगर 6 मंथ्स या 6 मंथ से कम है तो वो आपका राउंड ऑफ नहीं होगा. सो फॉर एग्जांपल 21 ईयर 4 मंथ विल बी 21 ईयर्स, 21 ईयर्स 6 मंथ्स विल बी 21 ईयर्स, 21 ईयर 8 months. Now since this is greater than 6 months, so now it has become 22 years. Similarly, 11 is greater than 6, so it becomes 22 years. Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the gratuity, that is 15 divided by 26, where the Gratuity Act is applicable into salary into completed years of service or part thereof exceeding 6 months. Okay. In case your Gratuity Act is not applicable, okay, in case it is not applicable, then gratuity actually received, again least concepted, gratuity actually received, and maximum limit, these two things are exactly similar when the Gratuity Act is applicable also. But in this formula specifically, 26 has changed to 30. So it is now 15 divided by 30 multiply by, now salary has changed to average salary. And completed years of service is entirely completed. Now there is no part of fractions. Okay, 6 months का concept इसमें नहीं है. So if I talk about average, what is this average? It means average salary of the preceding 10 months from the date of retirement. So in case he has retired in December, तो इससे पिछले 10 महीने, so it is November, October, September, so on till February. So last 10 months आपको लेने हैं. November, February to November will be his last months. उसकी salary का आप average निकालोगे, जैसे आप last 10 months को add करके you will divide by 10. This is your average salary. But salary क्या है इसमें? So salary is basically a salary for retirement benefits. मतलब basic salary plus DA. पर DA पूरा नहीं, only that part of the DA which is forming part of salary for retirement benefits. अगर question में लिखा है कि only this part is for retirement benefits, वो part ही बस add होगा salary में, plus commission only when it is payable at fixed percentage of turnover achieved by the employee. So अगर कोई ऐसा है कि employee को commission मिलता है कोई fixed percentage on the annual turnover or annual sales, तब वो add होगा. तो basically 3 components है, your basic salary, DA for retirement benefits या commission as a fixed percentage on salary. इन तीनों को क्लब करके आपकी क्या बनेगी? Salary. उसका निकालोगे पिछले 10 साल का average. तो this is your average salary. Completed years of service is, in this case it is completed, it means your fractions have to be ignored. Okay, so 24 years 11 months 29 days will be 24 years. There are special points for gratuity. First is, if employee is working in seasonal employment, then instead of 15 days we have to take 7 days. So in every formula, instead of 15 it will be 7. Okay, so where Gratuity Act is applicable, it will be 7 by 26. When it is not applicable, it will be 7 by 30. Okay. Second point, the maximum limit of rupees 20 lakh in case of gratuity is applicable for the full life of the employee. इसका मतलब क्या है? For example, Mr. X was working with Wipro Limited and he resigns from the company in the year 2010 and have received 12 lakh as gratuity amount, out of which 3 lakh was exempted. उसको 3 लाख की exemption मिली थी. Immediately thereafter, he joins Infosys Limited and उससे भी he resigns in 2019 and the company pays him gratuity. So अगर दोबारा gratuity मिल रही है तो उस टाइम जब वो compute कर रहा है exemption limit, तो उस केस में it will not be 20 lakh, it will be 17 lakh, क्योंकि 3 लाख की exemption आपको already मिल चुकी है. ठीक है, so अब maximum limit 20 लाख की जगह आपकी 17 लाख हो जाएगी. उसके बाद आप lower of देखोगे actual amount received, maximum और your formula से जो value आएगी. The third important point is, if employee retires from a company and does not receive gratuity at that time, and in case he later on receives the gratuity from the another company, तब आप exemption limit जब निकालोगे, then the total period served under current employer as well as previous employer will be added. For example, ABC Limited में Mr. X को gratuity नहीं मिली, हालांकि उसने 6 साल 4 महीने काम किया था. उसके बाद ही ज्वाइन XYZ लिमिटेड, उसके बाद उसने फिर रिजाइन किया, ग्रेचुटी मिली और इसने 14 साल 1 महीना काम किया था. तो जब आप एग्जेम्पशन निकालोगे तो इस केस में ये दोनों एड अप हो जाएंगे एंड इट विल बी 20 years 5 months. ओके, सो दीज आर द स्पेशल पॉइंट्स फॉर ग्रेचुटी. क्वेश्चंस वील डू इन द क्लास. ठीक है, ये सारा बस अच्छे से पढ़कर आ जाना बिफोर द क्लास, so you should be aware about the formula and applicability.